Hello everybody, welcome back to Red Tool House. In this video we're going to continue talking about how we've shut down this pig pasture and what we plan to do with this area. One quick little note before we get into this video. At the end of this video we're going to talk about a road trip that we've got coming up and how you, as some of our viewers, if you're interested, how you can be involved. Well, if you're wondering what we're talking about, you can go back and look at this video here. It discusses how we're in the process of having our pigs move up the valley. So we want them, I guess, up the valleys this way. We want them to move up the valley and take some of these areas that they've cleared out and now save those for other purposes, not have the pigs be doing all the things that pigs do on them. So what we ended up doing was, of course, in the video I referenced, we put our new permanent 14 gauge wire in up the hill, and then we decided to open this up and take all our fencing down. So I'm standing here in the rain, but I want to get this addressed here. So this area used to have, you can kind of see, there's a little bit of evidence that shows you where the pigs had access and where they didn't have access. So you can kind of see how the old pasture there was grazed over pretty well. And this grass is really coming in well with the broilers last year, with the chickens being on it. The grass is really coming in thick. So we want to do broilers, as we do our broilers again this year. We want this to grow up so we can have them rotate through this area. It may not look like a lot of land, but in our area where we don't have a lot of flat, this little strip of flat land, once it's grassed in, will be very beneficial for us. Well, some of you have also asked, especially talking about these pastures, you say, well, you know, we really don't understand how your land lays. It'd be interesting to see a map or understand how the valley's laid out. And if you go all the way back to our very first video, episode 000, we actually show the lay of our land, so you can go check that out. But I'm also going to, right now, show you a map of where we're working. So if you see in our map, our valley, I kind of call it a tube sock or a dog leg right, depending on how you're looking at it, but it has a little bit of an angle to it. And everything in West Virginia is a valley. So the edges, what you see drawn out in the red line there, that's pretty much the ridge line. So that would be the highest elevation that we have. And then stuff in the middle is the lower, the valley, where the watershed is, where the creek is. And you can see a spot where the barn is in the workshop, where our house is. And our house actually sits about 100 feet in elevation higher than the barn in the workshop. So we have that to deal with. But where I'm standing right now, I'm down in the valley. I'm at the lowest elevation on our property. The creek comes right down beside me and of course drains into our main stream. So where we're talking about here, going up the side of the hill, while you can imagine our property is a V-shaped, it's not just straight V, it has these benches. West Virginia hills kind of have these benches on them, so there's all these little flat areas as you come down, so we always reference benches. So what we're talking about here, this area is you know, what I consider ground level or base level elevation, but the first bench up, there's actually a decent flat there, and that's where the pigs have had access to, and they've really, you know, torn up a lot and cleaned out a lot of the underbrush. But there's enough of a flat there that once I get some grass growing, that we can do broiler operations there as well. So that's the plan. What we needed to do was take down a bunch of electric wire. We had probably over 500 yards, linear yards of the 17 gauge electric wire that we needed to take down. So I had anticipated taking a couple hours to do that, but we had a little hack that we did that helped us get that done a lot quicker. Okay, so we've got all of this fence line we've got to roll up, and this is the 17 gauge that I'm not really worried about reusing. I may use it as small repairs or splices or whatever, so I'm not worried about putting it back on the main roll. But I don't want to just wad this up in a ball and throw it in a corner, because obviously that'll be a huge mess. So looking at a way to wind it up easy, usually I'd just take a stick and wind it up, but we're literally looking at maybe 400 or 500 yards all the way down and up the side of the pasture. So one little hack that we use is, I've just taken a stick. You could use a dowel rod, but this is actually a piece of trim that didn't get stuck on something. I'm getting eyeballed. A piece of trim that I just drilled a little hole in. Obviously I made sure it fit in the chuck of my drill. So I just get my wire started by sticking it in the hole here and just do a slight bend over. And then what I do is grab this happens to be a piece of a pool part, but anything, it could be a piece of PVC, it could be anything just to spin freely. And then keeping a little bit of pressure on this, we're just going to advance the drill. We're just going to roll it up. If you're really froggy and you want to walk faster, Camo, come over here and flip my switch, buddy. Top switch, flip it to 2. See if we can do this high speed. Obviously the trick is keeping a little tension on the wire. One downside is, as the wood's spinning inside this thing, it gets a little hot. A little bit of a burn, a little bit of a burn. Somebody pocket there, I think. One thing we can. So here we go. We've got easily 500 yards of fence wire rolled up. And how long did that take, Cal? Probably not even 10 minutes to do. And what was neat is when we started doing up the vertical side of the hill, all those insulators are these nail-in types. So we had already severed the line down at the bottom, so we just stood in one spot and just rolled it up like reeling in a fishing line. So that definitely saves a lot of time. So if you have a lot of wire to roll up, I suggest giving that a shot. That drill hack worked pretty well. I didn't burn up my drill. I guess that's one thing you got to watch out. You keep that going, you could burn up your drill, but it definitely saved a lot of time there. Well, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned a road trip that we have planned. Later this summer, we are hitting the road for a week or two, and we are going south. We're going to go from West Virginia down to eastern Florida to just experience, to enjoy some time, see some friends, see some family, that type of stuff. So we're taking a vacation, if you will. But since I would rather take a bullet in the foot than drive on I-95, we may be doing some back road driving. So if any of our viewers, any of y'all watch Red Tool House, and if you see on the map here, you're located between point A and point B, and you would like to have some company, let us come check out your homestead, check out your operation, whatever you've got going on, whether you're urban homesteading, whether you're on 1,000 acres or whatever. If you want us to stop by and pay you a visit, be on our channel, then let us know and we'll see if we can coordinate some logistics there. You will not be required to put us up for the night. We have those accommodations taken care of, but just let us know if you're interested. You can send me a message just by going to redtoolhouse.com and use the contact form. That way that'll keep it private conversation between us, and we'll just see if it can work out logistically. Well, I'm going to wrap this up and get out of the rain. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. And check us out on our website, redtoolhouse.com. Again, sign up for our email newsletter. We're going to start doing more email blasts. Probably only do four a month still, but we're going to start including more information, some tips and tricks, things that we've learned, little hacks that we've run into, as well as our regular blog content and video content. So go to redtoolhouse.com. You'll see a button down at the bottom of the home page to be able to sign up. All right, take care, everybody.